Hey guys, thank you so much for joining me once again here on my desk. And today for you guys, I have a Junkion. This is Scraphook from the Transformers Legacy Evolution line. I got this via Hasbro Pulse. I do already have Rekgar and the other Junkion, whose name escapes me right now, in my collection. So I figure why not? Let's add a couple more. I believe they already announced another one called Crash Bar, which looks really cool. I'll probably be getting that one sort of to build up a Junkion army. But as you guys could see, there he is in his packaging. Again, with the awesome artwork on these things. It's a shame I don't keep them. But again, you can see here on the side, here is the character. And then this awesome sort of walking or running stance that he's got going on here. So it's really cool. Again, Scraphook. And then on the back, you get your sort of standard like bot mode, car mode. And I guess these have the Evo Fusion sort of ability, which essentially this being a Junkion, you could take him apart and add those parts to other robots, as you guys could see here on the box. And then there's the awesome Legacy Evolution artwork on the right side. But anyway, without further ado, I'm going to open this and then we'll go through what's included. Okay, so Scraphook here, finally got him out of the box, and he is a nifty little figure. I do love the colors on it, pretty much in line with the rest of the Junkions, at least the two that I have in my collection. I believe this is now considered deluxe size, so size-wise, he is he is smaller than Rekgar, and I forget the other one, Junkion, I believe. But he fits in, I think, really well. He's got this whole Mad Max aesthetic going on, which is pretty cool. Let's start off here with the head, which is my favorite part of this figure. It looks really nice. Love the whole helmet, Spartan looking thing there. The gray face doesn't bother me, although I do wish I would have added some additional detailing. I love that he seems to have a little goatee or a little beard there, a metal one anyway, and I love the red eye patch, so that's really cool. Again, the brown and red motif with this salmon looking color goes hand in hand with the rest of the Junkion, so he fits in pretty well in that aesthetic. I love the red here and his Autobot insignia. Back, he's got a bit of a backpack, but it doesn't bother me too much. I think he kind of carries it pretty well, so it doesn't look too bad. I think overall he looks really well looking for here from this angle. If I had to have a bit of a complaint, I guess it would be the legs here. It's these giant like big shoe things. Essentially, I know they actually do help out with stability, right? So he could stand pretty well. He's not really going to fall forward or back because of these big feet-like things. I just wish they would have found perhaps a way to maybe make these panels fold in so that his feet look a little fuller, because right now this is pretty much what you're getting. I think that's a small nitpick on my part, though. I don't think it's anything that takes away too much from the enjoyment of the figure. I love the overall shape. Again, the aesthetic fits right in with the rest of the Junkions there. And then he has, your standard articulation like most of the figures this size. You could turn the arms. You can move these around at the elbow. His hands do not open, but you can turn them around. It's actually part of the transformation step. And waist, again, completely around. His head, you can turn around. Mine's a bit stiff, but he can turn fully around. He can't really look up and down. It's kind of stuck in one direction. The legs are pretty poseable. Again, pretty much 90 degrees. And then he's got this ankle, and there is ankle tilt as well. So that's pretty cool. And the legs can also turn around, fully around here. So he does look pretty cool, I must say. I mean, there's a lot of nice detailing. This is the front of the truck, so that looks really cool. As the feet, again, these little spiky or dots there. It's really well done. Again, for this size, here's the back. Again, the backpack doesn't bother me too much. For some reason, I love these big chunky looking arms up here. They do hinder a bit of the articulation. So like if you wanted to do something with the arms, He kind of looks a little silly like that. And then also moving them down, he can move them down. But it's nothing, again, too bad. I think in the end, I do end up enjoying this figure a lot. I'm going to attempt to transform him right here on camera for you guys. It's actually a nice transformation, I will say. So to start this off, usually what I do is turn these hands fully around and then have the fist face out this way. Same thing here. So we're going to turn this around and then turn this around. Once we have that, then what I do, I kind of just move these up to move them out of the way here. And next thing would be to undo this backpack here. So just open these panels, leave them open like that. And then these brown, essentially the arms are tabbed into the torso here. So you're just going to pull them out. Just trying to see if I could show you guys. So you see how this comes out? Just pull them out slightly. Same thing here on this side. You pull them out. And now essentially what you could do is just pull this whole section back slightly. And then this section where the head is at, you can fold it in. And then you can start to see pretty much this is the windshield of the truck mode for this guy. Next thing I do is these legs, which are relatively simple. Essentially, we're going to take, for example, here, this side, this leg, and we're going to fold this and then sort of push it in. Relatively simple. We're going to then do the same thing on this side. Fold that in, push it in, and then we're good. Next thing to do is we're going to join essentially these two sides together. And there's like tabs and sections you can reach in, but pretty much once you're in, it's locked in. And then once you're in like that, just turn it fully around. You're kind of done by that point. Once we have it looking like this, what I do next is essentially we're going to fold this here at the leg. So you see how the legs kind of turn, and then you'll start to see pretty much the truck mode kind of take shape at this point. Next thing is to ensure that this red section here gets tabbed into the brown part of the waist. There is a little tab section here that gets tabbed into here. So you got to make sure when you move this around that that gets tabbed into there. Usually what I do too is I'll just move these in to get them out of the way. There we go. And then we're gonna attempt to get that in there. Yep, you'll hear it click. Next thing is this is essentially now becoming the back half of the truck. So I just kind of move these in like that so that they're facing this way. This part's a bit tricky. But what I do is I do start to fold these in a little, and then as I do that, so that it looks like that, I start to fold these arms in. There are, if you notice these tabs here that I'm pointing at, they're on both sides. They are going to go tabbed in here where my thumb is at. There's one on each side. And then also, as you fold the arms, you'll notice that there is a tab section here that's going to go tabbed in here. So let's see if I could do this. Essentially, I start off like this for now, and then I'm just going to join them. I'm making sure, as you guys could see, the arms. That's another feature that I'll cover once we get it back into the robot mode. But just ensure that, again, the tab on this section goes on the bottom part there. And then essentially we make sure that everything kind of goes in where it needs to and it tabs in. You guys could see that's pretty much what it's going to look like once you have everything tabbed in place. And then the last part to do here is essentially the side panels, the doors. There is again a tab here that's going to go tabbed in there, and there's some sections here on the sides that go here and here. So just make sure that's all in. Same thing on this side, and boom, you are pretty much done with the truck mode. There are additional things. As you saw throughout the video, there's all these parts back here that also come with the robot. So we'll go into that right now. But this truck mode's pretty cool. Initially, I wasn't too crazy about it. It kind of reminds me of Mater from that movie Cars, but a Mad Max version of it. But it's pretty cool. It's grown on me quite a bit. I do enjoy it. It does roll very well. But yeah, and then the front here is very Mad Max looking. Again, this sort of windshield with the grates on it. Same thing here on the side. Again, that's really cool. And then sort of like a little pickup tow truck. So it's really nice. Love the color. It all looks really well. And again, it fits with the motif of these Junkions, right? Looks really nice. And the bottom, you know, it's serviceable. You're not really going to be seeing it if you display this guy in truck mode there. So you guys could see this, all these pieces here. Essentially, these are made to go anywhere you see a port, essentially. The instructions do show you where certain things should technically go, but these sections can literally go anywhere. So you do get two of these, which are essentially like exhaust pipes. At least that's what they look like to me. You get two of them. You get these sections, which in robot mode are meant to be guns that he can hold. You get his hook here, which looks like a tow truck, and then you get this little shield wheel with the spikes, very similar to wreck cars and scrap heaps that they come with. So you can place these anywhere. Like if you wanted to, you could take this and put it here on the side, or you know, here by the rear wheel. You can put this on the wheel if you wanted to. So that's actually, I thought, pretty cool. Initially, I'm not a huge fan of part formers, but I think the way they've sort of done this kind of fits in really well. Now, the way I do this is essentially I take this and I stick this on the back so it looks like that. Then I take this little hook and I attach it here on the left side. Right there. So it looks like that. It starts to look like a tow truck. These parts here specifically, as I said, you can attach these anywhere, but the instructions again mentioned to attach him here on the front, and they kind of do make sense here because it's sort of like a continuation of the color here on the hood. And that's starting to look, you know, really cool. And then these exhaust pipes, again, you can attach these anywhere if you wanted to. But mainly for me, I usually attach them here on the back here. So there you go. So that's what it looks like, fully armored up. And again, I think this looks really cool. A little tow truck wrecker type car. Looks really nice. The extra pieces here, especially in the front of this hood, look really cool. And I love these exhaust pipes. They look so exaggerated and nice. Again, a bit of a parts former, but in this case, I don't mind it so much. So there it is. Scraphook in his vehicle mode. You guys can see him there. For comparison, in vehicle mode, here he is next to Cup. This is from the Studio series. Actually, this is a Bumblebee worthy Bumblebee Cup. But it's the same thing as Studio series, and I actually do think these fit in really well aesthetic wise. They look really cool in this vehicle mode. Looks really nice. And then another one that I had laying around here is the bus-worthy Bumblebee, but this is the Cybertron Bumblebee version. Doesn't fit in well with these other two, I don't think, but again, it's really cool. I think scale-wise, I guess, if that's your thing, I do think these look really well there. But awesome, I think, vehicle mode. It's grown on me quite a bit. It's really nice. There we go. Okay, so back here in robot mode, guys, and just want to show off a couple of things I didn't show off earlier. Obviously, all these little attachments and weapons are things that, as I mentioned, you can literally put anywhere. So if you wanted to, you could put something like this here. You can grab this hook thing, put it on the back. It all depends on pretty much wherever these ports are at. You could put any of these things. Per the instructions, these are essentially can be used as guns. So if you wanted to, he can hold these in his hand as a gun. Same thing with the hook. You could probably use it like as a swinging sort of weapon. So there you go. These exhaust pipes, again, you can put them here. You can put them on his arms. I usually prefer to put them in robot mode right here by the wheels. And I think that gives them a pretty good look, I think, from my end. I think this is how I am going to display him, looking like that. And then things like the wheel, for example, again, you could put these anywhere. I prefer to put it here in this arm, pretty similar to like Rekgar. And then this extra gun, you know, you can put here on the forearm if you like. So pretty cool. So then is pretty much what he looks like, fully armored up, if you will. So I think he definitely looks the part there. He looks really, really cool. The other aspect of this figure is the fact, I don't know if you noticed earlier during the transformation, his limbs can come off. So I think one of the you know, things that they advertise is you could technically take parts of this guy and put him onto other figures. And I think Hotshot is one of the figures that they advertise that with, but you can take his legs off. You could pretty much take his arms off. And you're left with a torso. The head can't really come off. Neither can the torso itself. But even things like right here on the arms, you know, you can attach these then to other robots. And this is a reason why I had Cup with me earlier, because Cup can essentially do the same thing. Pretty much, you could take this guy apart, and then if you wanted to, you know, fit random things onto it for whatever reason, if that's your thing, you know. So I don't know, let's do something weird here. You know, looks really silly, but I know with Hotshot specifically, this can sort of work better. But yeah, it's just the most random thing ever. It's like two legs. But I guess it's a thing that you can do if you so choose to with these Junkions, which I guess goes hand in hand with what they're called, right? They're called Junkions. They can pretty much like in the movie, they can you can take them apart, you know, and put them back together and all that. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so you guys can see he's pretty much there sitting with no limbs, and these can always go back in here. So if you do have any other transformers that perhaps have these similar ports and where the limbs can come off or you can attach things to them, have at it. More power to you. I personally probably won't use that feature too much, so I kind of just will have this guy pretty much in robot mode, and I enjoy him posting him up with all his weapons and everything. He does again look pretty cool. You guys can see him sitting there. So overall, a really, really nice figure there. And then without further ado, I guess as we close the video, some quick comparisons here. Here he is next to I'll move the camera back. Earthrise, Runabout, and Run Amok. And I always get confused as to who's who, but size-wise, they're pretty much very similar in size. So just wanted to show that, you know, perhaps you're interested in seeing what that looks like. We'll move them out of the way. Here he is next to Cup. And Perceptor. This is Studio Series, and then that's pretty much Studio Series. So again, the size there fits in really well, I think. I like the way that looks scale-wise. So we can put those away. Next, here he is next to Netflix Bumblebee and Busworthy Bumblebee Cliff Jumper. Again, pretty cool stuff there. That looks really nice, I think, to my eye. And then for some smaller robots, here he is next to Studio Series Wheelie and Spike in Exosuit. I love the way that looks. So we'll move those guys aside. What else do we have here? Oh, here he is next to Blaster. Blaster being a bigger robot, but again, I think that looks awesome to my eye. I haven't yet been able to move Tarn off my desk. So here he is next to Tarn, looking pretty badass. Um, and I'm gonna do a review on this guy, and I know this has nothing to do with Transformers, but here he is next to Storm Collectibles Paul Phoenix. Uh, just some random stuff I have here. And then lastly, overall, I really do like this robot. I did pre-order the next one that they've announced, so definitely excited to expand this whole Junkion um, stable here. As you guys can see, to close out, there he is with Junkheap and Wreckar. I believe I got Junkheap's name right, but again, that looks awesome. That's pretty much how I'm going to display them. Again, the aesthetic fits in really well, particularly well with Wreckar here on the right. And he's got some of the brown color that it's in Junkheap here on the left. But overall, guys, I'm really happy with this figure. I think it came out really nice. The transformation is relatively simple, if not interesting. I love the fact that they included, all the weapons and different parts you can take apart. Maybe you can even change limbs with other Transformers. Specifically, for me, he fits in really well. I know he's not necessarily a G1 character, or at least I don't remember him from the cartoon or the movie. But again, it's awesome that they're expanding a bit. So it's nice to see that, again, the Junkions are going to get a bit more of a limelight here. So definitely looking forward to more. So please, Hasbro, make more Junkions. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. If I missed anything, please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know, if you have any questions. Otherwise, if you made it to the end, thank you so much for your very valuable time. Take care of yourself. Be nice to each other, and I will see you in the next video.